Okay guys, good evening, welcome to the webinar. The recording is now on. Alright, so we had a pretty interesting last week, for which most of the part where I was not available. But nevertheless, if you attended the last webinar, we were expecting Nifty to head towards that 8,330 levels. It did make a high of 8294. We are pretty much there, right? So this was pretty much in sync with what we discussed. We saw that this was a long-term support which came, and any dips into the zone should be bought, right? So we expected 8050 to come, okay, or 55 to come, but it turned from 8076 and it did not look back, directly went, right? So this was known, right? So this move which came on Wednesday, this super dip and again that blitzstring rise which came, we expected that to come on the Monday, but nevertheless it came 2 days later. That's okay, but nevertheless that move did come where it dipped, took support at that epoch and headed up. Now the $1,000,000 question is what's next. So this should be haunting a lot of people. Okay, so even before we move forward, did you guys use this up move? Was anyone using this up move to go long and make money? Did anyone long it based on what we discussed in the webinar? Yes, no? Okay, no. Is my voice reachable to you guys? Is it audible? Even before I moved further. Guys, am I audible? Is my sound coming to you guys loud and clear? Okay, audible but a bit of break. Is it okay now? Is the volume still breaking? Okay, now okay, fine. All right, so we expected okay, so we expected this move to come and Nifty to move forward, and the market has pretty much done it, right? So it was in sync with our expectations, and we have come up to where we anticipated this move to come. Okay, now since we are there, since we have reached that point where we anticipated this move to come, okay, what next from here is a big question which is going to haunt everyone, right? And that is a question that we need to find answer for, correct? So even before we went there, let us quickly have a look at where our PCR stand currently, right? So this is standing at 52,915,675, okay, divided by 42703,850, that is 1.23. okay, so there is still some scope for this to advance further. Okay, so what is that some scope that we have for this to advance further? Okay, so that is another question we need to see and answer ourselves, right? So between 8,000, if you look at 8,300, okay, and if I go back to 8,200, okay, so this is at 112 and this is at 146. Okay, so this needs to somewhere in between settle down, or if I'm going from 8,300 further upwards towards 8,400, so this is at 43 and this is at 112. okay, or if I'm looking at it from this angle, we are at 74 and 60. okay, so this can further drop to 60 or to that zones where it will come and take support. So that is something that we need to see, right? So let's quickly have a dig at that and see where it's going to go. So 74 plus 8,200 is at 74 and 8,300 is at 83. I'll do this and we divide this by 2. That is 78.5, which is not much. So tomorrow morning at open we might find resistance. If that resistance is taken off, it might lead to further movement of this towards 43. So if it is coming towards 43, it will be 74 plus 43, right, which is 117 by 2 is 58. So 74 can dip to 58 is what we see. Okay, so this is losing delta very steeply. So if 74 is going to be 53, there is already a decay which is going to happen over the weekend, okay, and tomorrow we might find resistance at a small move of 50-60 points. So if I'm going back to the charts, where is my resistance coming on the charts? This is a big question that one should be having, right? So if you're seeing, is this a gap that is existent between 8365 and 8330? Do you guys see this gap? Do you guys agree that this is a big gap that is sitting here? Yes, no? Guys? Yes. Was this a island reversal that was formed here? Let me highlight this. This was an island which is left off. We had a reversal there. Do you guys agree to this? Yes. Yes. So this is a lonely island which is left off in the scheme of things if you're looking at the charts from here, right? So there was a gap down and there was a further gap down. So taking out this 8335 to 8340 zones is not going to be easy. Okay, so if I were to be drawing resistance between this 8335 and 8370 is where my problem is going to come. Okay, and this zone is going to be a mega supply zone. Okay, so we have just crossed one supply zone, or we are in that supply zone itself at 8278 or 8280 thereabouts. Okay, so post this between 8330 and 8370, there is this supply that is going to come. If I moved into my profile, okay, over here, okay, there is a void over here. If you are seeing, there is no volumes here. We pretty much started a good chunk of volumes only from here. So between this 8340 or 8330 to this 8365 zones, there is a void in the market. Okay, so this is going to act as a great supply zone because you have a abandoned baby or island. There is an island reversal, okay, that is seen on the chart. What is Bank Nifty doing? This is also very important, right? Is Bank Nifty at that top, that triple top kind of formation that we look at, right? Do you guys agree? We are at that zone, that critical zone where we found resistance in the past, right? Yes, no? Guys, yes, no? Yes. Okay. So if tomorrow there is a gap up, which means Bank Nifty gave a breakout on this, okay, but if not, Bank Nifty is going to start facing resistance here. So between this tail, okay, let me bring this and mark it for you guys. Okay, between now and this, that is your 18,820 zones, this tail that we see here is a resistance zone. So for the next 100 points, if Bank Nifty is not able to take it out and if it finds resistance, then the possibility of Bank Nifty dipping down again is big from here. Okay, so it needs to cross this hurdle. There is a hurdle that has come by. We were bullish last week, but we are cautious this week. I am not willing to go bullish on this market. I will be looking for short selling ideas on this market starting tomorrow, okay, wherever it's feasible. Okay, there might be a small gap up, or it might be a consistent open, a small move upwards, and then that correction might set in. Okay, this is what I am expecting for our markets, so we need to be cautious. Okay, so we were bullish. That bullish stance now needs to be revisited because the markets ran up as per expectations. Whether it will go to 8330 and turn or 8365 and turn it will. Okay, so when this turn happens, to what an extent can it come down? That is the biggest question one should be having, correct? Yes, no? That should be the questions that one should be having, right? So when it starts to move down, okay, the move is going to be a little fast and quick. So from 8,300 zones, if we are correcting, I expect at least another 200 points corrections to the zone of 8,100 to start with. Okay, so post this, we will see what's going to happen to the markets. Now there might be an argument telling that the calls are very low, the IVs of VCEs is very low, so the markets can go up, right? Yes, it can go up, but that up move over here is going to again be blatant, and it's going to be curtailed. Okay, it's not going to have a great up move. I don't see this market breaking 8350. Okay, so between that 8330 to 65 is where you will find that resistance, and the market should be shorted at these zones if it gets there, irrespective of what the underlying things try and tell us, because it might start seeing the come off in the days to come. So there is a lot of talks among few market participants that this markets can go to 8600. Definitely no, not in this series. It is not getting there to 8600. 8400 could be a possibility if 8365 is taken out with volumes, but nothing beyond 8400 to 450 zones is what I'm seeing this markets to go. So if someone wants to short CEs on the up move, the best CEs to short would be your 8500s, okay, because it's not going to sustain, it's going to come down, and that is on the up move you'll get some nice values into it, and one should be looking at trying and selling those. So I wouldn't prefer to short PEs here, I would prefer to short CEs here. Okay, is this reading clear for everyone on the market? Is Nifty, Bank Nifty clear? Charles says yes. Mallikarjun, Naina, Praveen, is this clear for you guys? Naina says yes. Mallikarjun and Praveen says yes. Mallikarjun. So Bank Nifty another 100 points ready to short. Nifty probably another 30, 35 points, 40 points we are ready to short. So look for shorting opportunities than longing opportunities in this market. They will reward you better. Okay. So we will take it one step at a time. If this breaks, if 8365 is conquered with ease, then this market will breach towards 8467, and I don't see it going beyond that. That's why I told 8500 is a safe short to have on the call option. At 8467 have 8500 or 510 as a stop loss and short this market and see what happens. Okay, so we might have a lot of negatives coming in. The numbers which came in on Friday was a disaster for a number, right? Then there is cyclone coming in on the Chennai coast, which is not good, right? And demonetization, people have just started to see the effect of it. Okay, just started. So this is going to get worse in the days to come, right? So no matter what, who is trying to tell to console people, everyone knows that the money is not easy in the system to find, and things are going to get more and more gross, and you will see that play out a little. So to start with, 8100 should be your targets if you are shorting in the zones of 8360 to 8330, right? So if you are shorting there, please have 8370 as your stops. Don't have it beyond that, because if it pushes into that zone, then there is a likelihood of it going to 8465 before it starts correcting. Okay, is this view clear? You guys must be clear, right? Yeah. So any particular stocks you have, please post the query on the group, right? From tomorrow I'll be completely active. I'm back to where I belong, and we will take it from there. You will see more charts, more talks, more involvement coming through, because last week I was a little busy with a lot of things at home, and all that is done. So you should see a more involved me, and there is a new format coming up. We will talk about it, and there was a request which came in to have can we see Adani Enterprises? Yes, why not? We can see Adani Enterprises for sure. And there was a request which came up for the session on market profile. I'll be having that shortly with the group. Okay, so Adani Enterprises is something which you wanted, so let me tag in Adani Enterprises. Any positional stock? Yes, Charles, I'm looking for it. I will start seeing it and I'll post it. As soon as I get one, you will get one on the things, right? So this time, if you're talking positional, look for shorting opportunities rather than longing opportunities. I will go with the theme. Yeah. View on HCL. HCL till now has been doing good. I was playing a pseudo on TCS over there, right? So HCL was doing good. So I wouldn't want to take new positions from these companies from here on. So if you are having positions in it, fair. If you don't have positions in it, I would suggest don't go for long positions now. Though the IT sector, again there is news on that H1B, right? So Trump came and again has given a statement that he's not going to be allowing H1B guys to be working and stuff like that. So even IT might come under pressure because of that one statement of his. So that being the case, all IT companies should be best avoided. Last time when we had this webinar, I spoke about Sun TV, and if someone took and traded Sun TV, they made a lot of money. Sun TV gave massive gains to the tune of 2 lakhs, right? So that was the kind of money that Sun TV showed to people. So I do not know how many of them effectively used it, but people who attended it definitely would have long Sun TV from what they heard. It was a clear case to long with Jaya's health, given the things that happened last weekend, right? I think it was last Sunday when they announced it dead. So after that, there was a big money to be made on Sun TV, and people made a lot of money on Sun TV, from what I know. Okay, since you asked for Adani Enterprises, we shall look at Adani Enterprises. So Praveen, you tell me, what does Adani Enterprises look to you over here? Let's not get confused. This has been one mammoth bull run, right? And it kind of peaked out at 72, and from there it has come down, and it is trying to find its base and go up, right? So if Adani Enterprises is going to hold this out, if Adani Enterprises is going to hold 71, then yes, it can continue its move. But this has got a Gaussian profile again over here, which means I have to wait for one more day to see what's happening. If it breaks into this zone of the value area low and starts moving down, I would probably try and short Adani Enterprises here. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch it yet, but it needs to come down to that 71.1 zones, start trading below that, and only then I'll try and short it. Nothing before that. Okay. That is my view on Adani Enterprises. It has had a massive bull run so in this series. So such stocks, when they see such massive moves, it's better to wait and see how they perform, because all dips will be used as buying opportunities to start with. Okay. HCL Tech, as I said, so 814 is now going to be a ceiling on this for some more days to come. This value area high over here of 840. So any moves there should be shorted, or probably tomorrow if you get a short, please take a short in this because of the news that has come on the IT sector because of Trump. Okay, you might do good with this. Any questions here? This is a consolidation with a double top kind of pattern. If it fails to breach this the third time, expect it to go further down. It will be the biggest casualty at HCL Tech. So if that casualty comes by. Okay, so be clear on that. Praveen, are you okay with your Adani Enterprises view that you wanted? Praveen? Okay, yeah. Alright, sure guys. So I'll meet you tomorrow during the market hours. Thanks for making it for the session. Take care. Good night. Talk to you in the morning. Okay, yeah, bye.